Hello, everyone. This is Yoko. In this channel, I will share information in English about events happening in China that might not be reaching other countries. I gather information from various media sources, so I'd appreciate your comments on the video content. Since English is not my native language, I'm using an AI speaker to read in English. If you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to the channel and offering your support. Now, let me introduce you to the wild world of China. Today, I want to talk about China's pollution issues. The Chinese Communist Party, CCP, globally appeals that Japan is causing marine pollution. However, very few countries support this claim. This is because many nations recognize that China has long been grappling with severe pollution issues, making them ineligible to speak on environmental problems. Rather than addressing these problems, the CCP focuses on concealment. As a result, the true extent of China's pollution problems remains unknown, posing an extremely dangerous situation. Various events related to pollution have accidentally come to light, indicating that health risks are causing actual health problems beyond dangerous levels. Despite the emergence of real health issues, the Chinese government continues to conceal them. While the CCP's tactics are well reported internationally, there seems to be a lack of awareness in Japan about the reality of China. Now, let's delve into two cases that showcase China's pollution problems and how they come to light. The first case, known to many interested in China, is the melamine incident involving Chinese baby milk products. Melamine, a substance, was intentionally added to baby milk products, causing severe health damage to many children. The motivation behind adding melamine was to manipulate the quality assessment of milk. During quality assessment, the amount of protein, specifically the nitrogen content, is measured. Melamine, containing a high amount of nitrogen, artificially increases the protein content during measurement, making the milk appear of higher quality. In this case, the company producing contaminated milk knew about the problem. They proposed recalling the products due to health concerns, but the local government opposed it, citing inconvenient timing right before the Olympics. Local officials were concerned about the negative impact on their image for upcoming Olympic events. They chose to conceal the information until after the Olympics concluded. However, this attempt at concealment failed. This is because a New Zealand company, a shareholder in the Chinese milk company, learned about the situation, reported the issue to the New Zealand government, and that information was shared with the Chinese central government. Despite local efforts to suppress information, the Chinese government eventually conducted an investigation, revealing the presence of melamine in the milk products of multiple companies. This incident led to the import ban of Chinese products in many countries. What's astonishing is that, while the local Chinese government was aware of the situation, they continued to conceal the information. Children consuming Kana milk were facing health problems amid this concealment. Therefore, what happened was that New Zealand got accidentally involved, and that's why the cover-up failed. If, hypothetically, the New Zealand company wasn't a shareholder, the damage would likely have been more extensive. The Kana Milk Company could have potentially resolved the issue by reducing the amount of melamine or not using it at all. In essence, even when there are significant health hazards in China, the information is concealed, making it appear as if there are no issues from the perspective of unsuspecting individuals. In reality, many believe there are likely numerous hidden problems. Recently, another astonishing revelation has come to light. In Shanghai, a financial center with iconic skyscrapers created by mobile, there's a district called Lujiazhui that many business and tourist visitors frequent. Along the riverbank, there's a region associated with Shanghai in photographs. In this area, there's a state-owned enterprise called Lujiazhui Group, which is now suing a major company called Shuhong Group for 100 billion yen, approximately 200 billion yen in Japanese yen, in compensation. The reason behind the lawsuit is that in 2016, Shuhong Group sold rights to multiple pieces of land to Lujiazhui Group through an auction. In China, companies are not allowed to own land, but they can sell the usage rights to other companies under certain conditions. In this case, Shuhong Group auctioned off the usage rights of several pieces of land, which were originally industrial land. These lands, if not properly inspected, might contain various pollutants, as industrial areas often do. However, they were sold with certificates claiming they met environmental standards. Lujiazhui Group, believing the land was safe, bought the rights and carried out various developments, including establishing training facilities and even kindergartens. When establishing a kindergarten, it is essential to conduct inspections to ensure the land is not contaminated. The fact that kindergartens were operational implied that such inspections had been carried out and the land was deemed safe. All parties involved were Chinese companies, from the purchase of land usage rights to development and operation of facilities. Everything seemed fine until foreign factors came into play. The University of Reading in the UK, known for its long history, decided to set up a school on the land developed by Lu Jiajui Group. Despite prior inspections, a new examination was required for constructing a school, and during this examination, an alarming fact came to light. The land was found to have 50 times the acceptable level of benzoapyrene, a carcinogenic substance. This level of contamination makes the land unsuitable for residential purposes. The University of Reading, upon discovering this, claimed they were deceived by Lu Jiajui Group and filed a compensation lawsuit for 100 billion yen against Shanghai Group, the original seller of the land usage rights. The land was found to contain the carcinogenic substance benzoapyrene, with pollution levels 50 times higher than the standard. At this contamination level, the land is unsuitable for residential purposes. The University of Reading, discovering this, claimed to have been deceived by Lu Jiajui Group and filed a compensation lawsuit for approximately 100 billion yen against Shanghai Group, the original seller of the land usage rights. This story is frightening because it has been revealed that even before establishing the reading school, they were already operating a kindergarten. When setting up a kindergarten, a new inspection should have been necessary. However, the puzzling part is, why did that pass? The answer lies in the fact that all the companies involved, up to the operation of the kindergarten, are Chinese. Therefore, even though they probably knew there were many carcinogenic substances remaining and it was extremely dangerous, they likely chose to cover it up. However, the British school had already invested, so they might have thought, we've invested, let's brush aside the issue of carcinogenic substances and continue operating the school. What's different here is that the involvement extended to operating the kindergarten, and all the related companies were Chinese. So, even if they knew about the significant presence of carcinogenic substances and attempted to conceal it, the British school, which was now involved, brought the issue to light. The substance contamination became apparent, and upon investigation, it was found that most of the land sold by Shanghai Group to Shanghai Group, including the land usage rights, had detectable pollutants. In essence, despite developing various facilities based on the assumption that the land was entirely safe, it turned out the land was contaminated with carcinogenic substances. Now, despite the potential danger, with all these facilities in place, it's a risky area where people wouldn't want to come. Renting out or conducting business there is unlikely, resulting in significant losses for Lu Jiajui Group. Whether they genuinely didn't know or were silent despite knowing is questionable. Perhaps they thought, if we stay quiet, no one will find out, and we can continue development. However, now that the information is out, those who bought the land rights, Shanghai Group, those who conducted the inspections, and the local government authorities who allowed settlement regarding the safety of the land are all facing lawsuits. The scary part is that the British school's involvement brought this issue to light, otherwise, it might not have surfaced. Even if there were many carcinogenic substances in the land, with kindergartens and training gyms operating, commercial facilities, and more, people would have continued to use the land without knowing the risks. Now that the problem is exposed, all parties are filing lawsuits against each other. While the lawsuit itself is about assigning blame within the party, the frightening part is that it directly impacts the interests of the Lu Jiajui Group connected to the central government. Currently, the local government, specifically Suzhou's government, is being held responsible, but the terrifying aspect is that if the British school hadn't been involved, the issue might never have come to light. China disposes of pollutants into the environment but remains silent or covers up the information. On the other hand, Japan openly communicates about the treated water and its schedule for release, making its approach more reassuring to other countries. Thus, Japan, being more transparent, has the ability to point out China's issues. In conclusion, the video emphasizes the importance of Japan being prepared to address and counter any claims that China might make by collecting various information. That concludes the story for today. Until next time.